Hi, I'm John Mund. I built a pretty cool mortise jig that I wanted to show you. Mortise is, well, here's one, the whole part. And there's the tenon. As you know, if you've ever tried to do this with chisels, it's really hard. I've done many of them. It's hard to get it consistent, particularly when you're doing a table where you have 4 legs and 8 mortises that have to line up exactly. So I wanted something that was super easy to set up, super repeatable, like machined, and reversible so that you can do both sides of the mortise. So for instance, if you have table legs like these, you're going to have a mortise here and you're going to have one there, and you want them to be the same distance from the outside. So with this, you can do one side there and then flip it over and do the other side on this end. Well, let me just show you how it sets up and then I'll explain how it works. So it's real easy to set up. This is a guide to keep the target piece of wood level. And we're going to do this one here. So you just put it on a flat corner, stick your piece under, get that flat, tighten it down. We just use gravity and a flat table to set it, so you don't have to do any measurements. Clamp it in. Make sure you're doing the right edge. I always label all of them. And so now we got flush against the jig. So to figure out where we're going to cut, you basically just need to take some sort of block to mark the center line and the top of the hole. So this here is just a 1/2 inch block of wood that I'll use on all of them. And that'll be the center line of the top of the mortise. You can see on that one right there. So if we put this in, we just have to line it up with this line right here, up on the top, right there. And what this is this is the radius of the bottom of my router, which I'll show you in a second after I get it clamped up. Now I'm gonna get this nice and tight. So we're gonna be routing in there with just a standard plunge router. So let me grab this. So now when you set this up, you'll notice that the bit is centered on the edge of the jig and on that line when it's pushed up against this edge and the back edge. So with that centering, then we can easily move it out using some shims. So this is a 3/8 shim. So if you want to do a 3/4 inch board like this one right here, and you want it centered on the hole, the 3/8 would take you halfway out and center the bit 3/8 of an inch out. I'm going to do a little bit extra, an extra 1/4 inch, because I want it to be inset just a little bit. To get the travel, how far you're going to go, you use another one. This one I've already pre-measured out to be 1 1/4 inch hole. And so that basically just means that that's how far we're going to travel. That's the length of the mortise. So once you got it in there, then you just turn it on. I did it in 2 passes because it's kind of a deep hole. I'll save that, and there you go. Perfectly cut. Now, the cool thing is you can reverse it and do both ways, and it's equally measured out so that these will all line up on the top of your center holder. That's it. Okay, so to build one, it's actually a pretty simple device. I used oak. You want something nice and solid. It's glued in. These are Craig joint screws just to make it nice and secure, because you're going to be clamping with a lot of force. I put in a little spacer there. Critical angle is this has to be 90 degrees, otherwise your mortises would be off angle. And then the other critical measurement is this distance from the back stop and the side stops out, so that you can have consistent measurements. That distance is essentially half of the top of your plunge router. So mine is 2 7/8 is dead center half. So that means this measurement here is 2 7/8, and then this line is actually 2 7/8 out as well. So this is the radius of the plunge router, and that puts the center of the bit right on this point right there. Once you have that, then you can use your shims to move the bit out however far you want. I have a fairly good planer, so I just plane them down to pretty accurate, but you can also buy these on Amazon. I saw that are metal with a very low tolerance. So this is just high enough to fit underneath this lip. This slider, which is really just a convenience, I got these on Amazon too, to hold it in place while you clamp it down. It doesn't need to be super strong, but you just need something to hold it there. And then a little bit extra on the side to put into your vise. And as Norm always says, make sure to wear your safety glasses.